you need to make sure you've got a few essential things checked off. A great day never hurts, the fish being on the chew and some ice in the esky.
A little bit of fuel in the tank never hurts either, but just as essential as those things are, you also need to make sure that you've got the correct safety gear and it's at hand and ready to go.
It's often the last thing we think of when planning a day out on the water, but a full set of serviceable safety equipment is a vital part of your boat.
The list of requirements ranges from things as simple as a bucket and lanyard up to a GPS-enabled EPIRB if you're heading into offshore waters.
So the safety equipment requirements form the minimum safety equipment that you're required to go boating. These minimum requirements change depending on the type of waterway that you're operating in.
For powered vessels operating in enclosed and coastal waterways, the minimum safety standards require an approved fire extinguisher, a set of handheld smoke flares, anchor and line, bilge pump or baler, bucket and lanyard, a paddle or paddles depending on the size of the boat, and a life jacket for everyone on board. Another required but sometimes overlooked item is a waterproof and buoyant torch.
Now, there's no point in having all this safety equipment if you can't get at it when there's an emergency. I mean, let's face it, if you're going to need to use it, it's not going to be flat calm like this and there'll be a bit of panic. So I want my EPIRB here within easy reach.
Fire extinguisher is a really good case in point of that. What you don't want is your fire extinguisher back where your source of ignition is. Typically in a boat like this, that'll be the battery and electrical system. You also don't want it near the fuel. So in this boat, up here away from those things is a good spot for this.
For other loose items, a safety grab bag keeps things together and within easy reach. It also helps protect your equipment from the elements.
Flares are another item which requires special attention. They're a pyrotechnic which degrades over time, and soggy, out-of-date flares don't cut it.
They do have a 3-year expiry, so you need to keep on top of the expiry dates. And 3 years is probably just long enough for people to forget about them. We recommend that people write down the expiry dates of their flares, where they keep their keys. So the moment that they pick up their keys, they go, oh look, I've got another 12 months on my flares.
But remember, minimum requirements are just that, minimum requirements. We're in a 4.8 metre boat within 2 miles of the shore, which means by the letter of the law, we don't have to carry some safety equipment.
For example, this is a GPS-enabled 406 EPIRB. Now in this boat, in this situation, we don't need it, but why wouldn't you have it? For $300, you push the button on this and within the hour, somebody is hovering over the top to pick you up. I can't think of any situation where this isn't a good idea.
The Victorian Recreational Boating Safety Handbook contains a full list of requirements for all types and sizes of vessels in all Victorian waterways, and the information is also easily accessed via the Maritime Safety Victoria website, and it's the skipper's responsibility to make sure everything is on board and in good working order.
Maritime Safety Victoria safety officers make regular visits to boat ramps and waterways across the state, so it pays to comply.
Michelle and Matt from Maritime Safety Victoria. We'd just like to do a safety check on your boat.
Yeah, no worries. And then there's our coastal waters, a great place to come and explore, but remember the sea can be a nasty place.
Not a place to be trifled with, Andrew. Once you are 2 nautical miles from the coast, you are officially into offshore waters, and there are a couple of pieces of equipment that you need to add to your safety arsenal to be compliant out there.
These offshore items include at least one parachute distress flare, a marine radio, registered EPIRB and a working compass.
Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty quiet out here, so if something happens, you're pretty much on your own, so you need those things to try and communicate with other people to get some help.
And of course, no set of safety equipment is complete without a life jacket for every person on board the vessel.
So remember, wear your life jacket.
Or others will wear the consequences.